Thank you
And I
very
gotta
much.
start. We're live
Alexa,
now.
$24.99. Yeah,
We're
you buy one hub and you can connect everything. Plus,
uh
a way for me to drop in and listen what's going on in the office.
That's smart. That's smart. All right, so what up though, y'all? We are here. What up though? Fridays. Emma running behind. She had a late night closing. The grind never stops. So it'll be me and Marcus unless she tap in here later. Maybe I can send her the link again since we're live now, and then she can probably join in later. Let me see, because I don't know if it changes after a certain. All right, so I sent that to her. So today we will be talking about how to fund your deals. I forgot to remind
Money,
Ramon.
money, money, money.
Right, so I forgot. So first couple church announcement. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you support the channel. Oh, Ramon Loud, he just tapped in on the gram. So
Hey.
tap in on YouTube. I'm about to send him the link too. So couple church announcements. One, we do have the tour right now, August 12th through the 15th. Uh we still gonna have it right now, but we have thought about just canceling and just make it for clients. So I haven't decided yet. That would actually depend on you all. Ramon, I'm about to send you the link to invite you. So that'll fix that. Copy the. Damn, I wish you had an iPhone, Ramon, because I could just text you, from a laptop. Since you still Team Green Bubbles, I cannot. All right, I just sent it to you. So that's the first church announcement. So it's August 12th through the 15th. We moved it up a whole month because in the end of September it's just too damn cold to be on that river. So we
Yeah.
moved it up. Hopefully it'll be a nice summer day. Cause I feel like it's been raining in Detroit for like the last 7 weeks. Like we
It's
got
like 100 years here because we don't.
yeah,
Listen,
like this
so
rain
I
is
bought,
crazy. Go ahead.
I don't never have a water hose, right? So my grass in the summertime, I'm gonna tell you, I'll be brown. Finally get a water hose this year and a $14 nozzle, right? To
Right?
be the old man and stand out there and water my grass. It's been raining for 100 days. Ain't no reason. I ain't even get to use it yet.
Facts. I was like, dang, the grass. Well, everybody grass looked good because of all the rain, but it flooded. I saw the lines in Jefferson flooded. There go Ramon. What up, though?
Hey, what up, though?
What's up, y'all?
How you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
We all
Good.
right. We just talking about all this flood rain we got. Like I was in traffic like almost an hour on 75, just sitting there. On the plus side, people was driving with some sense today. I give them that, but it was so much flooding again. I'm like, dog, it's been raining for 2 years.
Yeah, we had one of those summers here, probably about 12 years ago, where it just kept raining. So,
Yeah,
they raining y'all out the city. They want y'all out the city. They sending y'all to the burbs.
the birds getting flooded too. They flood worse than we do because we right off the water, so at least we got somewhere for our water to drain to.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm like, that's crazy. But yeah. So, well, did I finish church announcements? Oh yeah. Sorry, hold on, Mom. So church announcements. So tour 12th through the 15th, boat ride on the 12th. On the 13th, we tour the east side of Detroit, have lunch, then finish up for the day. Then on Saturday, we tour the west side, have lunch, then finish up for the day. Then later on that night, we have like a mastermind and do like a recap. So that's it. So today we talking about how to fund your deals. We got our special guest. Do we say Ramon or is it Raymond?
Ramon.
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 Everybody different.
Ramon,
Ramon. I can't roll it like that, but Ramon.
No, it's Ramon. Yep.
RM. Everybody different, but I'm gonna say Ramon.
That's
That
it.
works.
You got it.
So we got him on here today talking about funding your deals. So tell him a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do.
Well, good. Thank you for having me on. Again, Ramon Tooks, based out of Atlanta. Been around for a while. This is year 27, and so I've been through the trenches, fixing and flipping, wholesaling, bird dogging, whatever you want to name, ups and downs, highs and lows. So I can almost talk about anything. But I love to see, for me, love to see people win at this game, and which is why, we started educating, which is why we start going to other cities. So just, here to make sure we get to it, and hopefully, like I said, we're closing this wealth gap together. It's going to take all of us to do it. So we're going to put a little extra effort in when it comes to our people closing that wealth gap. So I love to talk about what we're doing.
For sure. All right. So how first so what type of funding do you offer or recommend?
So, I always say it depends. And I tell people we know at least 10 ways to fund deals. One, of course, you can always, cash when you got the cash, but creative financing from, lease purchases, lease options, owner financing, partnerships. We use credit. So we do everything. We use credit cards. We got term funding. Um, of course, hard money, depending on what cities you're in, because hard money doesn't work in every city. A lot of the stuff that's under 75,000, it's real hard to get hard money. So, we've been using credit cards and term funding, and then cash. Other than that, we've been locating some banks. I got a bank now in the South that will do deals under 50. We giving them a go, which is what we all need. If we can get them to do the Detroits and the Midwest, Chicago's and the Clevelands, we'll all get filthy rich because that's where a lot of the multifamily are that we like. So when it comes to funding, I say you use what you have. Some people are stuck on interest rates. And I tell folks, my opinion is, when I first started, my hard monies were 10 points, 18%, 10 points, 18% to about 20%. But here's the thing. I didn't have anybody, we were 18 and 19 years old. The only other money we can get was the money we ain't had no business using. So we didn't have anybody to partner with us. So I learned how to use it early on. We did very, very well using it because we learned how to use it. And so even now when people are saying, man, hard money is, 10, 12, 13%, I always say the cost of not doing a deal is more expensive than that. So you got to do what you got to do to get in the deal as long as you got a good exit strategy. So we can talk about all kind of funding. I mean, because we use it all. When I say we use it all, swiping them credit cards, lines of credit, partnerships, we raise capital and learning how to be, that's probably going to be, for me, going to be my best way to get capital is learning how to raise it, like really raise it, like, 50 million, 100 million, because, all of us are in the same boat. We run out of money too fast. And so unless we raise it like the big boys do, we're going to keep being in the same boat. We're going to keep being on that bottom of the totem pole until we, come together. And we're doing pretty good with that, but really learn how to raise in tranches of 10 million, 20 million, 50 million, 100 million. And they raising it and spending it like crazy. And when I say they, I just mean it ain't many of us that's raising that kind of money, So, we're going to use it all. Every technique we can use so that we fund these deals, because we should own every city that we kind of quotation, I don't believe in this word gentrification. We supposed to own everything in them cities. And it's on us. So that's a whole nother conversation, but it's on us.
That's a whole nother
one. I'm gonna speak on that a little bit because, like, what pissed me off about Detroiters is when the market crashed here, our houses was like literally $500. So you telling me nobody in your family could come up with $500, but y'all gotta have it, be it food, whatever yours pleasure, you know what I'm saying? That costs money. Y'all couldn't come together and put 500 up. Everybody gets a tax return every year. So if you get $5,000 and little Billy over here got 10 grand, y'all can't put that together and buy a house, especially from 08 to 2014. Especially I bought houses then $500, $600, $700 and just resold them for $5,000, 10 grand. Like Facebook Memories showed me the other day a 3-bedroom, 1.5 brick off 6 Mile. I was selling it for $12,500 in 2013. That house right now is for sure 120, 150. Easy.
But you know what though, Asia? Let me defend us a little bit.
Go ahead.
See, the stuff that we see, and like they say, we don't appreciate that somebody else like it, but it was so bad when we were in it. We were like, man, you just got bad memories. It's kind of like some kind of PTS, with us being in town. And yeah, we catch on. I'm guilty. I've sold hundreds of millions of dollars in properties in Atlanta. Like sometimes I drive by and I'm like, God, but we didn't know. You know what I mean? We didn't know, and I needed the money. So it's a thing of we know better. We got to do better and we got to teach better. We got to make sure, we do better now, because it's still Detroit still has some amazing deals. What I mean? Like it still got some amazing deals. See, in Atlanta, I tell folks we got deals, but you got to do development. See, we out of gas. We
Yeah.
in trouble.
Oh, we
You
ain't
know what
there
I
yet.
mean?
We got a long way for it because
Detroit got a long ways to go.
too many properties
Chicago
here.
got
Yeah.
Chicago got a long. I mean, Milwaukee and Cleveland got a long ways to go. You know, but like Detroit, man, like I'm so amazed. I've been coming there now for probably about 20 years. And when I say I have always been amazed by the character of the properties that's there, and we don't have it. Like people love Atlanta, but we don't have any of that. Those
Mhm.
brick structures, those buildings, it's just an amazing city to be in. And so, we have to put something together that's larger than us to be able to take advantage. Because that onesie twosie, that's why the East Side still a lot of it's still looking like that. Because
Mhm.
we won here. I get a lot over there. You get a lot over here. That ain't gonna cut it. Because when somebody look up, somebody else gonna come in and buy the whole thing, and
Yeah.
then we can be really pissed off.
One of
Yeah.
my experiences with that, Asia, as far as people talking about properties that they didn't buy it, their biggest fear was how to pay the taxes. A
Mhm.
lot of my people, my family even said the same. They were like, yeah, we could get the $5,000, but who's going to pay the taxes every year? Or we can barely pay our own property taxes. So to have another property that we got to be responsible for the taxes. And also back then, the tax bases were still being assessed. Even though we got it for $500, it was still being assessed at $80,000.
Right.
So I think that was one of the things that kind of stuck out. And I could kind of understand that when people were like, okay, the taxes. So they're like, yeah, I invested 500, but I might lose it for the taxes at the tax sale because we just couldn't get the money together. Which I kind of think still wasn't an excuse because again, we come up with a lot of different things, but
I
I just
mean,
found that to be one of the most interesting comments that I received or answers I had received when asked that same question. Because my biggest thing goes even further when I asked my parents and my grandparents when they tore down when downtown Detroit, all the land down there was available for $1.
yep.
I remember they ran that ad in Detroit Free Press, and if you wanted to, you could buy a piece of land where the old Hudson site was everywhere was
Yep.
$1. And I'm like, why didn't nobody buy a piece of land? And like, well, we couldn't afford the taxes. I'm like, what?
And when the old building, when downtown Detroit, most of them buildings was a lot of them was owned by black people,
They
especially
were.
the bars, the
Yes.
clubs. A lot of them was owned by black people. Now I can count probably how many still owned by us.
One.
Some of it's planned. Unfortunately, they do cause the problem. Now they already got a solution because look at what's happening in Detroit. Like the numbers in Detroit right now are I haven't seen since like I probably was in middle school. Like as far as the prices of a lot of these property and stuff, I mean, you can still get in Detroit pretty cheap, but it's never going to be as cheap as it was. At least I don't think. To who knows whenever that next cycle happens. And a lot of people still be thinking like, oh, Asia, where is a $1,000 house at? It's with the land bank, and it need $2 million in work.
Yeah.
Like that's a fact because, like you said, Ramon, we got some of the oldest houses in the country. They're
Yes.
brick. So we got brick foundation, block foundations. And a lot of people hit me up about the flood. And I'm like, well, our floods was bad because we got basements. Like up here, our basements is another part of the house. Like that's our chill spot. Or when somebody on hard times, that's where they living at with you and your family or whatever. So like a lot of people don't look at it like that. So like rehabs in Detroit are expensive because of that. Plus labor costs are extremely higher now than what they used to be because the more skill and quality of work is going to cost you more money. And then we have a lack of labor and skilled people in the trades right now anyway. And that's been going on since probably 2010 when people started retiring. So the rate that the older people are retiring, they say they need 10 to 15 people to replace one of those old school guys. Because look what they know. They either them or their grandparents or parents are the ones who built Detroit up. We go in some of these old houses and the craftsmanship is so amazing. And
Yeah.
these houses are 100 years old.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if I can, I try to save as much as that as I can. But sometimes you just can't because it's just been sitting there deteriorating so long or whatever. But a lot of that I try to save. But I fund some of my deals, well hell, most of my deals either from an Instagram follower, they'll let me borrow some money, or I'm team credit card, I swipe all day. So I bet on me. I will max all them cards out to bet on me.
Yeah, I'm a credit card. I'm like some mostly hard money too. One Main Financial, Elastic,
Lyman one, they pretty
Lima
good.
One, anything that'll give you a line of credit for the most part. It's like that's what I would use. like I said, I'm not a real big hung up on interest rates because when I got into this game, Ramon, it was just like that. The interest rates was high, but I had a good exit strategy: get in, get out fast.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's like, cause like on my flip bit orange though, I should have been out that house. I've been waiting on DCE for over 90 days.
Why?
Because, check this out. I don't know what happened to Ramon. He tapped out.
Absolutely.
So any house that's been vacant over, I think 2 or more years, they are now requiring us to do. They're doing all new underground wires. Everything's going underground. So my electrician had to get with the electrical planner with DTE. I finally got back in touch with her today. I got to pay $822 for them to come run all new conduit because if the house been sitting vacant for too long, they doing everything underground because like with this flood, you got down power lines. Now you ain't got to worry about nobody getting electrocuted and nothing like that. So whenever I can get some damn power, like my I'll be done. Like
that's the one we stopped by.
Yeah, like as soon as I can get some power, because it like I can draw wall with no power, but I'm not gonna finish with no power. I need to see what the hell going on. Like some people they'll go out there and finish a whole house with some generators. I can't do it. I need to be able to see my finish work. Cause I got 48 damn recess lights in this house. This mug is gonna be lit to the wall.
It is gonna be 48. Jesus, girl.
Yeah. But the house big because you gotta remember old Detroit house ain't got no lighting.
That's true.
So like the front room, it's like 8 in there. Each room got 4 recessed lights, and then I'm doing a cellophane without the light.
It's gonna be like the stadium around there,
right?
Well, we gonna hit the switch, and that mug gonna be bam. You know, you gonna see everything. But I want that because a lot of Detroit houses ain't got no light.
Yeah.
Everybody just putting one light in there, and I'm like, yeah, okay, but they still got to plug up 15, 16 lamps. So that mug gonna be lit to the sky. So soon as DT give me the go ahead and they come through, and then they said once I pay the invoice, which I'm waiting on you to send me, of course, because of course I can't just go to dteenergy.com and pay it, right? They got to send me an invoice and I got to pay it. Then they said after that it's 15 days from pay to completion, but that was before all this flooding. Because we already flooded 3 weeks ago. Now we done flooded again, so that's pushing stuff back further. They gonna do all the emergency stuff first. So I'm like, bro, like I wanted to be out of this house by Labor Day, but I don't know now.
You'll get it. You'll still get it. Yeah. I got a question though. With y'all got like Invest Detroit because the guy from Invest Atlanta moved up there a couple years ago, right?
Yeah.
Is anybody using their funding? How difficult has it been to use their funding on some of those properties?
I don't know if they do residential. I think Invest Detroit is more on the commercial side. They do more like apartments.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. If they do residential, I haven't seen it, but
or probably more historic type restorations. North End, Boston Edison.
Sure.
Yeah, I believe I see them a lot in a lot of historical areas.
Okay, we gotta figure out because I know here, they do a lot. You know, down payment. They got like 2 arms. You know, they're kind of the financial arm for the city of Atlanta somewhat. They do single families, they do developments. They got a lot going on, and you gotta have patience with them. That's the biggest thing. Yeah. It's not I'm gonna get this done in 30 days. So we gotta be able to take control of that stuff, man. But that's something that we all gotta do more of, especially in a place like Detroit. I mean, that cheap money that they want something cleaned up in, and you gotta push them. I think y'all got enough power amongst y'all to say, you know what, y'all need to bring some of that money. You know, over here on the east side, we got all this stuff over here. You can get the right person to do the right thing, I think.
Yeah. But I think one of our things is that being on the realtor broker side is that educating the realtor brokers about timelines and education on these products. Because I don't think they realize, and that's the thing, when they enter into these deals, using products like that takes longer than 30 days, 45 days. You're really pretty much doing like a 60 to 90 day type of thing, up to 90 days. And I think that's where the issue entails, where a lot of people shy away from programs like that. Mm-hmm. When MSHDA, which is the Michigan State Housing Development Authority, first rolled out the program for first-time home buyers, they were pushing about 60 days. And that was messing with a lot of deals because people's timelines were unrealistic and they were losing some of it. But now MSHDA's sped it up and everybody has the education from all of the seminars and first-time home buyer classes. So they understand it's at least about 45 days to close using funds from there.
How y'all feel about this FHA stuff? I've been reading about that, how some sellers don't want people using FHA now.
I'm one of them.
I'm probably gonna be like that with Big Orange. Like,
Well, the problem the problem has been, if they do an appraisal and it comes in low, it stick with it. It's not the timing for me. I think that's the biggest issue because an appraiser can mess up your deal.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had an appraiser that we got into it. I guess, he texted me. He thought I was the agent on the property, but we were also the owners. And he texted me. I was in our mastermind, so I didn't respond. He sent a message and said, I guess, you really don't know how to do business or something. So I was like, man, just go do your job. And he sent this old crazy message like, you meet me at the property. He was like crazy, but he brought the property in.
I'm not the only person that get that, right? Okay, so I don't feel
no. But I gave him a time to meet me. As soon as I left, I was ready to go over there. Like, okay, I'll
like
be over there.
That sounds like a fight.
No, that's what he wanted to do. Like, he was really like on some, gangster stuff. So, it was cool. But he brought the appraiser in at $96,000. It was like, bro, listen. I didn't even respond to the buyers had put up $5,000 from the earnest money. I told them I didn't care. Like, y'all just gonna lose your earnest money. The appraisal came in as is at 265. I was like, how did he even get to 90?
This is right. In Atlanta?
Downtown. Like, yeah. I was like, bro, so they can mess up a deal, which is why I don't like FHA. And I want again, most of our people are going to be going FHA, and I know that. So we try to do things to be creative enough to seek and we help. But if you come with FHA, I'm telling people now, they got all kind of lease purchase programs. Go switch over to Divvy and all that stuff. Buy it, and then you go refinance later. But I'm not. If I see FHA, I'm not. Not right now. Not right now.
Like with Big Orange, like I want 225, but the lowest I probably take is 190. But I know I can get 225 because of what I'm doing. Like I'm adding a bathroom. Like I'm doing. I left the garage there. Most Detroit flippers, they tearing that garage down, and that's. So that added another 25,000 right there by me rebuilding that garage. Cause that's a 2-car. I'm gonna put the new fit, and then I'm right in front of a school. Like I should definitely get 225. I'm just trying to hopefully have it sold and closed by Halloween, because that's when it's gonna start getting cold. Like I ain't trying to be sitting on that house over the winter. But if I have to get my number, I will, because if I'm using all my own money, I don't owe nobody but Chase. So
that's a good thing.
I only got to pay my minimum. I think my minimum right now is $479.
But you know what you can do if it gets to that point though?
Refinance,
pull out the money, and then just rent it. If it gets to that point.
I don't want to rent it because what I want for rent, I ain't gonna get over there.
Can you Airbnb it?
I probably could, but I don't want to like take on. They already tried to break in once, so when I'm done, I gotta really be watching that mug.
I got you. Yeah, I mean, you just have to look at the option too, because if you refinance, some of your proceeds, because you're gonna, do pretty well. You want it, it'll be, I don't say tax free, but you want to pay taxes on it, and then you can kind of hold on a little longer and get your number. Because sometimes, if you got that timeline and somebody come bring 195, you can't leave that 30 on the table.
You ain't lying.
That's a whole duplex or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's my Mustang GT 500.
Oh, that's what you want.
That's what I want. I've been wanting a Mustang since I was a kid. I said that's next. I'm getting my 2-seater.
Don't get that Shelby.
Whatever I get is gonna be a stick shift. You can't have no muscle car, no automatic. That defeats the purpose. That defeats the purpose. But yeah, that's not a bad idea either. And then the one I got on Parker, I'm partnering with my electrician on, so we formed the company. Because I bought it like in 19, but we gonna partner up on it and do the work together. Because then that helped me free up money too. And I meant to send this one to you, Marcus. This on the boulevard. It's a brick. It's a duplex because it's side by side. They want 8,000, but it's land bank. I was like, I might go look at that. I ain't gonna say it on here, but I text.
Oh wait, no, that's all right. I'm gonna look at it.
I'm gonna text it to you. I was like, oh, that's around the corner. It's not on this part of the boulevard. I think it's going to.
It don't matter.
It really don't, but I think it's before Gratiot.
One of the things we getting ready to do with the mastermind that we had in June.
Yeah,
we're going to form a fund that funds other funds. One of the things is because a lot of us don't have, and truly, it only takes about $25,000 to legally form one.
Mhm.
But then the marketing dollars is where a lot of the money is spent. You know, how you gonna market it, how you gonna present it to enough people. What I would say is, we're probably gonna have one that do some kind of tax deed, a tax deed fund, but we got to have one that goes and funds these kind of deals or act as a hard money lender. So we talking about it now. We think we're gonna start that fund with like 250. So maybe like 50 people put $5,000 in, and
Yeah.
then we make sure we fund those other funds. So when they get going, they replenish that fund, and we can keep doing it. Because most of us are not going to want to put $100,000 out to start a fund, and that's hurting us a lot. It's hurting us a whole bunch.
Because a lot of people be trying to get me and Marcus like money and stuff on that level, but I guess we have to talk to you about it offline because I don't know how to do that. Like I can do it one or two, a little couple, but when it get to raising money, like how what's we calling in Houston doing, like he's doing a great job. Chris Senegal, he's doing an amazing job. So I got to see whatever his console fee is or our flat down there, so he can help us do the same in Detroit. Because we got the manpower to do it as far as the rehabs, the broker side and stuff like that. It's just the money because this land bank property, I know that's at least $150,000 rehab, and that's with my sub showing me love because it's brick. That brick, I know it's a brick foundation. It flooded over there a little bit, so like I'm gonna go walk around it probably tomorrow because it'll be dry out, and then I can kind of tell from outside how that foundation looking. But with it being land bank, they say 6 months, but they'll give me a year. That's a year project on that. Them from the pictures, I'm like, oh Jesus, but I ain't scared of it. But still, I know I'm gonna be at least 150 on the rehab.
So here's the people. She's gonna kill me, but the young lady down in New Orleans, she does a good job. I'll say this: Jay did a good job of raising capital. He dealt with a different monster of raising it in $500 increments. I'm telling y'all, I've raised and I've had partnerships that, issues come up when we start.
His signal.
Yeah.
So we got to be doing it.
Yeah, you keep going.
It's a different monster, y'all. Raising capital, dealing. Yeah, huh?
I said you went out for a second.
No, I was just saying, like, even like with Tulsa Fund was a great idea. Chris, golly, and I'm getting ready to mess her name up. But the young lady, female real estate guru down in New Orleans, can't think of her name right now. But she has a fund, and she does a pretty doggone good job. So it's different, I guess, models for the funds that I would say you need to look into. But that's a big thing for Detroit. I mean, y'all got a big movement. Y'all got some amazing stuff up there, opportunities. You're gonna have to do something bigger than just us saying, you know what, we all gonna buy one or two. Yeah. We know 10 people buying two.
Asia and I have always been looking and doing major developments. Prior to COVID, like we were really close to pulling the trigger in prefabs and everything else. I mean, we're definitely gonna get back into it. It's kind of like we definitely had to kind of grab our footings a little bit after COVID and everything else. So
email me.
And I'm a little bit versed in starting the fund because I know we need an attorney basically to kind of help oversee everything, and just kind of put the paperwork together. It's just we need to really have a meeting and sit down and put together a purpose for it, kind of like Jay and everybody else did with their RIAs.
Yeah, but I don't think we're gonna do $500 because from what I've learned, even just dealing in construction, anything under $25,000 has been stressful.
Yeah.
Like that's on the guy doing no more small projects. This last lady, like, whoo, therapy has been working because I was very, very kind. Like seriously, I was just like, you know what? It's best you take all your money and your business elsewhere. Like I'll turn somebody down in a minute. And I think when you let people know that I don't need your money but love to have it, it's a different little thing because our people for sure they feel like, oh well, I'm paying you, so I can do this, that, and the other.
You belong to me.
Yeah, you belong to me. We go together for the length of this project. Okay, boo, here go your money back. Now what? Now what? We signed a contract.
The challenge is though, when you start talking about like accredited investors,
yeah,
it's tough to get a lot of us together still. It's still everybody that that has raised capital has had a challenge with that. That's why they went into that $250, $500, $20 model. In the grand scheme of things, not a lot of black folks, even though we don't have that as like expendable money. And so you got to think about that when you start talking about who's going to be your partners, how you going to market it. You know what I mean? Do you have a big enough following to get, 20 people with $50,000? which is, the challenge. I mean, when you talk to all of them, they're gonna tell you the same thing.
But you know what? I really want us to do a Detroit class in DC because I got friends in DC from Detroit who really remember how Detroit was growing up, then how it went back and how it's coming back. And, people in DC got some bread because what they be paying, I'd be like, that's $10 here. Because there's so much vacant land in Detroit. Like, so even if you don't want to rehab, you can develop here. It's miles of land. Like over here where I live, 4214. I don't know who owned that land, but it's land from Jefferson all the way to Mac that's just vacant. Like, I don't like who owns this. Like, somebody keeping the cut, so either the city own it, maybe Chrysler own it now because the G plant almost done. Like, I don't know, and that's what made I think that part on Curtis was called East Village. When you get closer to what's that damn street, St. Jean. When you get closer, that's East Village. So that's why those property values are up right now. You're gonna buy a shell $100,000. It's gonna be a 2-family because it's number 2 families over there mixed with single families. But they need so much rehab. I'm talking about the roof is on the sidewalk. Your porch is around the corner. Like, them houses are massive and they need so much work. And anything with knob and tube, I'm personally gutting it because my electrician don't want to touch it if it ain't gutted. My HVAC don't want to touch it, and my plumber don't want to because they need to see. And a lot of them old houses got boilers. So I'm gonna automatically, if I'm gutting it, you might as well convert to forced air. Like, I don't know what people want to go back boiler, but I don't like boilers personally because they leak in your walls. The steel pipes, the radiator pipes, they'll leak in your walls over time and cause a leak or if it busts. So, hold on. Somebody said, is it good to buy land bank? All right. So, I'm going to let you go first, Marcus.
I'm on the land bank website right now. So, my thing is this. Yes, it is good to buy land bank. But if you're buying land bank, you have to have the money to fix the property within the time allotted. So pretty much in the next 6 months, just plan that this is the only project you're going to have and that you're going to have to bankroll the whole thing. Most of the time, if you buy for $1,000, like Asia said, you're going to need at least $50,000. I'm going to say starting off at $50,000, depending upon the size of the house and going forward. So it's okay, but don't start if you got 20 grand, right? And you buying it for $1,000, it's most likely you're not gonna finish it. But yeah, I like land bank houses.
I mean, land bank is cool. You can buy a lot from them for $100 because now they open it up to where you don't have to be next door. Before COVID, they were supposed to open it up to where if you live on that block, you can buy off the block first before they open it up to everybody else before next door. So that's one. A lot of people use DetroitHomeMortgage.org or .com. That's basically just a site that tells you what banks you can use in the city that fund land bank properties. The only thing is, there's only so many contractors that's on that land bank list. Like, I'm on that list, Kadar on that list. I don't know if Darius I don't know if he done work with like Huntington and then with Detroit Home Mortgage, but they got to approve the contractor. A lot of contractors not getting on that list because they got bad credit. Because if you are a contractor and you're really trying to do real contracting jobs, they check your credit. You can't have no bankruptcies. You got to have a credit score of at least probably 625, 650. They will deny you of doing like 2 or 3K loans, Detroit Home Mortgage stuff and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't understand that. And you got to do a background check because the way the bank looking at it is, if I give this in construction $100,000, is Asia gonna run off with the money?
Yeah.
So they doing background checks, so their credit and all that stuff matter if you depending on who your contractor is, stuff like that. But as far as land bank houses, it's 6 to 9 months. I think it's 9 months if it's historical. They will give you an extension. I've seen some people get extensions up to 2 years. You just have to communicate with them. You can't just buy a land bank house and sit on it like I've been sitting on Big Red since 2017. It wasn't no land bank house, so I could take my sweet time. I'm paying the taxes. The bill just came today. It's $400 and something. I'm paying that. I'm paying my insurance, and I'm keeping the grass cut. As long as I keep the property up, the neighbors ain't gonna call the city on me. And I got a building permit on there. So me having a permit on there, that stops them from trying to come tear it down.
And that's another thing. Say that again. When you buy a land bank house, you have to do permitted work.
Yeah, and you have to pull permits. So you have to pull 4. So your GC should have the sub capabilities to be able to pull all those permits. So I pull my building, my electrician gonna pull electrical, plumbing gonna pull plumbing, HVAC gonna pull heating included. On a full gut, you gonna have probably 10 to 12 inspections average, because I'm at I got my 4th inspection Tuesday, and if we pass rough framing, which I hope we do, because I did more than what's required, then they'll say, okay, you can go ahead and close walls. They'll let me close walls without power. I just can't have no final without power. But I personally would prefer to have power, because when we turn that switch on, Ramon, I'm telling you, that mug gonna be like, let there be light. Like that mug is gonna be bright.
Christmas in July, huh?
That mug is gonna be bright, and I'm going 500K lights LED, so that's daylights. So that mug gonna be damn, like it's gonna be like that. So I'm excited about that. Oh, somebody said they bought a land bank house behind their house. All right, that's what's up. Make sure
that's a sweet deal. If it's behind your sole property too, you just walk across the alley and go do the work, man.
Yep, or do a joining fence or something, maybe.
All right. So, what are some of the banks that you got? I know we mentioned. I use One Main Financial, which is kind of like a hard money. They can do secured and unsecured. I use Elastic. I use the hell out of my Capital One card.
I'm wrong with it.
Some other banks that you guys use?
Huntington Bank is awesome.
Okay.
Who bought Chemical now? Because they keep getting bought and sold.
TCF.
But they just got bought.
TCF got bought by Huntington.
Oh, so Huntington is now they the big dog now.
Yeah.
Because it was Huntington, Chemical, TCF, and Liberty. So now it's just Huntington and Liberty then.
Yeah. Yes, for the most part. I mean, TCF is around, but the parent company is Huntington National Bank.
Gotcha. Who else a good bank? Oh, Liberty Bank is awesome. I like doing rehabs for them. I've never met them. Like, I think I talked to Steve. I think his name's Steven over there. I think I talked to him twice. But see, if you hire me as your GC, I send all the required stuff. I'm sending them weekly updates, so they ain't gotta come out. Which I like. Don't come on here and harass me, ask me a bunch of questions. It's gonna get done. That's it.
I got a question, Asia.
Go ahead.
Is that the same Liberty Bank? Is that the black-owned Liberty Bank?
Yep, it's right in the hood on Murphy and on Woodward, and I don't know the street, but it's right after Hazel. Well, this side of the street is Hazelwood. I forgot what this side is.
So they'll do loans under 60,000, under 75.
Mm-hmm.
With construction dollars. Well, I know. We're doing some stuff with them over in Montgomery, and I know, we'll see. They're one of the ones that they're saying that they can do $50,000 loans, $45,000 loans for us. So
yeah, they're one of them. Before Chemical was bought by Huntington, they were another one that used to do investor loans under 50,000 as well. So I'm not sure. I got to check with Huntington to see if they're still doing it, but I believe they are.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's what's up.
Yeah, a lot of the investors, when we had our tour, that's what I was sending them to when they were trying not to use their own personal cash, and they financed the majority of them through Huntington at the time. I'm sorry. It was Chemical at the time.
Yeah, see, it's been too much changing. And what's crazy is TCF just bought Chemical. Then they bought the rights to Cobo Hall downtown to change it from Cobo Hall to TCF Center. So now it was about to be Huntington Center.
I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't answer that.
Like, this is crazy. Oh, there go Emma.
She said she's in here.
What
hey,
look who it is.
I'm here.
What up, Emma?
Better late than never.
Emma, I don't know if you know Ramon, Emma, Ramon.
Hey, Emma, how you doing?
That's the title lady.
Yeah, that's our title, like black-owned title in the city.
What's the name of the title agency?
Detroit Title and Escrow.
Okay, I think we closed something over there.
I'm sure.
Okay.
So
Asia, I got a little Detroit in me. Don't be like that. Y'all let me in there. Look, I got one right here that just came from Detroit.
Oh, tell them what up, though.
You hear that, Braxton? Yeah.
Oh, your son? All right, we got a question. Can you go into the steps on how to purchase a home through the land bank? For example, I buy the house and Huntington Bank will fund the rehab. Is that a mortgage on that home? That's probably Marcus' question.
Yes, that is a mortgage on that home. Did I answer that? No, but no, seriousness. Yeah, so you would make the bid on the property. If you win the bid on the property, they'll give you enough time to secure financing, or actually most of the time when you place the bid, it'll ask you what type of financing you're using. But long story short, you can go to one of the banks, Huntington, for example, let them know what type of property, give them a copy of your purchase agreement and all the disclosures, and then they'll try to do the funding for you. But yes, that would ultimately end up being a mortgage that's attached to that property.
Right. As far as the steps on how to purchase, you just go right on buildingdetroit.org, and you can either buy a house that's for bid, like up for auction, or you can buy I think what's that, the Ready Now? The
If
ones
it's a rehab then Ready Now home, then you don't have to do any, it'll just be a regular traditional mortgage. It won't have to do any special funding for the most part.
But it's another one. So you can do rehab and ready, you can bid on them, and it's one that you can buy like
Own It Now.
Yeah, Own It Now. That's what it's called. So you can do that one. Own It Now are mostly the $1,000 houses that's on a block with the only house on it. Now, if you got a development plan, that's not a bad idea, because you can buy all those lots around that house that's about to fall in $400 a lot. So technically, you could own almost 4 blocks, because if this is your house, you will own all of these, then all of those behind it, across the street from there, and then across the street from the one behind you. So that's like 4 blocks of houses you could own. That's a lot of grass you got to keep cut. And I would recommend you fence it off and put up some no trespass and dumping signs. But if you got a development plan, that ain't a bad idea.
Well, let's start with this. The mortgage that you use will have to be there for that specific property first. The
True.
land you probably have to either buy with cash or a separate type of bridge loan. They're not gonna finance all of that though.
You know, of
True.
course, here I come busting all those bubbles.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Y'all always talking about getting
We
that
need you,
money.
Auntie.
However, you got to keep in mind that reverter interest. So whatever lender that you're talking to about getting that funding for that rehab, y'all can hear me?
Not really. You sound far away.
Probably because I'm at the house instead of the office. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better.
All right. Whatever lender you're discussing that financing for that land bank home, you want to make sure that they're willing to take exception to the land bank's reverter interest, or they're willing to have the land bank subordinate their reverter interest so that the lender can be in what's called first lien position. I can say I know Huntington has worked with the land bank and they've done this a few times, but not all lenders will loan on a land bank house because of the reverter interest. So that's something that you want to just ask your lender up front. Otherwise, you're going to be wasting your time. And I've seen it come across my desk many times within the last 90 days where you've gotten approved for some sort of funding. You have a land bank home, but the moment title is pulled and they see the reverter interest is on there, they're like, we're not going to do the deal. So you want to be careful with that.
All right.
Thank you.
Somebody said, who determines the cost of the rehab? The contractor. And you determine so if y'all are the ones who on my Instagram, the other day I saw a house for a client from Cali. I don't know what HGTV show they've been watching, but they said their budget was 50 grand. I'm like, sir or ma'am, I don't know which one you are, we've been texting, but you have 50 grand outside. There is no front porch. You have 5 trees growing out the side of your house, which already lets me know that those roots are up against that foundation, which also let me know it's probably 4 feet of water in that basement too, with all this rain we done got. You have a 2-car garage that's holding on by the thread of God in his blood. Like, for real, like that mother was jacked up. And then they mailed me a key to go in the house. Why do I have a key?
Because somebody mailed them a key.
And they just mailed it to you.
That's to make the deal official. We got to mail you a key to make it official.
I'm like, why do I have a key? I could just stick the dough in and go on up in here with my fofo. Like, why do I have a key? But that's who determines your cost, is the contractor. The land bank used to have the inspection report with a price, but I think they stopped doing that. I don't
see that anymore.
Yeah.
Do they still have the contractor list?
No.
Oh, they did away with that? Cool.
Oh,
I don't like the contractor list, but we're talking about before it had a before you bid on it, you could look at the estimated repair cost.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Emma.
You know, it probably came with some kind of liability. People
probably came with a lot of liability.
Yeah, people probably started saying, well, y'all said I can renovate it for this. And then they probably said they got sued and somebody won because they probably saying it took them too long. And then, they can't really determine that. Nobody can determine that, man. Only you and your contractor, because what you may charge $10 grand for, somebody else may charge $6,500 for. Like literally, I was down in Montgomery, and I think I got to fight with every roofer in Montgomery, and they kept telling me like for 30 squares they were like $9 grand. I was like, y'all crazy, man. That's $300. No, I'm not paying that. So I called my guys here, and they were like, Ramon, we'll go do all. And they went down the same roof that everybody quoted $9 grand for. You that you just think the city knows better than getting that liability. Ooh, Lord.
But see, that's what they was doing, because then here I come with a $200,000 rehab. They're like, I thought it was gonna be $32,000. What?
Yeah, prime example. What? The one on Virginia Park. They had a 30. I wish I had it. 38. I need to find it. I think I printed it out. It was like a $30,000 rehab cost that they had on there. That was one of the reasons why she purchased the property, because she felt like she would be all in for no more than 50. But it was 6 feet of water in the basement that froze during the wintertime. It was literally a skating rink down there.
Yeah, we was in that mud hustling.
It was a swimming pool in the basement.
Wow.
I think she done spent over $200,000. She might
has the original. Actually, she spent more because of everything else. But at the end of the day, your original estimate was 180, and she's put all of 180 in there.
She put more than that, because remember she hired me to do we got the water out the basement, we fixed the drain. Then she hired somebody else to do some work, remember?
The demo part.
Yep, the demo. They demoed all the walls but left the ceiling. And she was like, they said they was fine. I'm like, who said this? How's the electrician gonna get all the knob and tube that's hanging from the side of the walls because it's secured in the ceiling? Like, all that has to come out. So I demoed downstairs. Then she paid somebody else to demo upstairs. But then they left the walls and the baseboards and partial ceiling. So I'm like, if I'm your GC and you're hiring me for this house, either you're gonna let me do this the right way, or you about to be fucked over some more, and I'm not touching it. And she's like, all right, Asia, I trust you. And then she let me go and do my thing, and we finished. And the house came out beautiful. But I get it that people are out of state or even in the city. Y'all done got screwed by contractors. But just like I got to trust that you're going to pay me, you got to trust that I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And if neither one of us don't fulfill that contract, baby, that's what the law for. That's what court for.
Mm-hmm.
That's what black and white for.
I told a client that, not a client, but I told a buyer, I was a selling agent, their agent, buyer agent, I don't know. But anyway, he called me today about some damages to a property when the seller was moving out. First of all, the moving company admitted to it, but then they turned around and said they can't do the repairs because the seller didn't pay them to move their stuff. Now, I don't know a moving company that don't get paid up front, because they want to pay all their workers at the end of the day. But anyway, like I told them, that negates the fact that they got paid or not. The fact is that the moving company came back to the house, spoke to the buyer, and admitted to the damages. So there you go. But like I told him, I was like, it's nothing I can do. This is a small claims court issue. Now our contract has been fulfilled. We're done. Like, it's nothing else we can do. You need to get the repairs done and then either come after the seller or either after the moving company, or both.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what's going on with Emma over there. You on dial up?
No, I'm at the crib today. I don't know what I never had to start.
I'm like, Emma must be on that AOL dial up.
AOL, huh? Oh, you've got mail.
I slipped on that one.
I'm like, over there on dial up. What's going on?
No, I got my little router right here.
Oh. Right. Somebody say, is there a hard money lender that any of you would like to recommend?
Oh, wow. Hard money lender in general, or hard money lender specifically for the land bank?
In general.
In general.
I think I said this before, but finance, let me look them up. While y'all talk, I'm gonna look them up and type them in the chat. Let me go on my email.
Look at you.
Look at you.
Let me get on my dial up. And,
right. Make sure you click the little orange running man in the corner.
Right.
So Ramon, what you doing August 12th? You want to come on the boat?
I got children going to college.
Oh, no boat for you.
Yeah, for a while.
No boat for me. I got one going to FAMU that week, and then one going back to Howard the next week. So
All
it's
right.
gonna be a heck of a.
Oh, the one going to fam. I hate to hurt their feelings. What we gonna do to them Labor Day weekend?
Look at her starting stuff already.
What is that, Jackson?
Yeah, Jackson State University.
Oh,
The.
Okay. You know, I'm gonna say this out loud, and I know I get in trouble. So I've never been to an HBCU football game.
Dog, you gotta come to Miami. We playing fam.
I know, and I used to walk past when they were playing over at the AU Center, but I've been so busy thinking I'm grown since I've been 15, 16 years old. I just was like, man, I ain't going to that game with them folks. They ain't make. I used to always say they ain't making no money over there, and keep on going. So I got to go now. I got 2 HBCUs in the house. I will be going to some kind of game sometime soon.
Yeah, that's awesome. Shout out to the HBCUs. Oh, but I don't know if Emma had any more lenders to talk about, or was that just the one?
Oh no, I'm looking them up. I'm gonna just type them or put them in a room or something, because yeah, my dial up is real slow right now. I don't know what's happening. Like, look, okay, so so it's Finance of America. I want to give you this guy's because he's local. This guy Dante Shackleford. He's really good. Shackleford. Let me see.
It's a lot of syllables.
Yes, it is. Finance of America Commercial. Yeah, Finance of America Commercial. He's really good. Y'all type this in. I'm gonna rattle them off. Marcus, can you handle that? Marcus,
I got it.
You got it. Okay. So again, his name is Dante, Dante.
Dante. Okay.
Shackleford.
I'm just gonna put S.
Yep. And his email is, because I don't want to go giving out a brother's number and he get all mad.
Thanks.
Dante, Dante.
Dante.
At fine. Oh, let me spell it. FINAN.
FINAN. CI.
NGG.
ROWTH.
.org.
Dang, that's long.
Exactly.
That don't even sound like Finance of America.
No, that sounds Financing Roth.
He's a broker through Finance of America.
Oh.
But I'm giving you a point of contact because I've given this information out before, and the folks just called Finance of America and they were kind of stalled. So I'm trying to give you guys this time a point of a contact for a local broker. Let's see who else. Kim Groves, again, like I said, she's lending. Got a couple of deals with her right now, and she's over at Huntington. Another hard money lender that I can speak for.
You can just look up Huntington Bank and find her on the page.
Yeah, you can find her on Facebook. We're still closing with Lindy Homes. They still closing.
Lindy Home.
Yeah.
Yep, they still closing.
Lindy Home.
What's my guy name? My guy was just at the event I had.
We're ready to go in, man.
Byron Suggs.
Okay.
He's doing investor portfolio loans.
All right, that's enough. They can get the rest on the tour.
There you go. Okay, I can't no more free information. She shut me up, y'all.
You done got 3.
Get it at the boat. Yep.
Right.
Look, Asia, I gotta jump on at 8:00, y'all. Thank y'all for having me on.
Thank you.
I look forward to being in Detroit. I'm actually gonna be there, Asia. I'll hit you up. I'll be there before we get there again later on this year. But I'm coming in to look at something. But I'm gonna call you about it. I need to call you about it and get your expertise.
I need to get your number too, because I'll be in Atlanta next week, so I want to kind of pick your brain for some stuff too, because I do real estate down there as well.
Okay, yeah, just get my number from Asia.
Okay.
Right, and Ramon, we got to talk about your tour too, the collaboration tour thing.
You know what? So I'll say this: we did it in 2018. We did 27 cities in 24 weeks. I took out Miami and went to Shanghai to learn how to raise capital over there. It was a huge success. 2019, we were tired. Y'all know what happened in 2020. And I didn't want to go past this year without, my goal is making sure we close this wealth gap and bringing out the folks in the city where we are, I think is critical instead of coming in like, hey, I'm from, and I do, I like to make sure we engage with folks that are in the city. So I forgot the date, but we're going to be in Detroit. And man, we just again want to bring people out. I got some radio advertisement going to go out. It's a lot of people that's sitting on the sideline that we're not reaching through social media. And I know everybody says, well, social media is the all be all, but it's not. There's a lot of people, especially people my age, they ain't really. Some days we on that AOL thing, and I'm
What
talking
you
about
do
me right
for?
now. Right, I'm talking about me right now, Miss Emma. I'm
Woo,
talking
so
about
hit me
me.
with the Miss Emma.
I'm talking about me. So, we got to get more people
AOL dial up.
a
Well,
little
he'll be
home
in.
ownership lower than they was, prior to, the home ownership, prior to the 60s. And we got a lot of issues. And so if we can help one person in one city, we're going to rock and roll. We at about 11 cities right now. I don't know if I'm going to add any more. We're not going to do 20 something this year. That's for sure. It ain't going to happen. But if we can do our good 10, it's just going to be an amazing time. And so hopefully we can do what I'm planning to do, which is get more people to invest, especially on buying land. I saw a statistic that we own less acreage in 2021 than we did in 1921 when we were slaves.
Yeah.
So y'all know we in bad shape. We in bad shape. And we think we free, but we going the wrong way. So we want to continue to throw those statistics out there and give people the resources and some inspiration to start buying. I mean, if you buy $100, if we get together and buy 10 of those lots, then let's get it and keep the grass cut. Like, we got to own, and we got to stop putting the blame and the honest on everybody else. Everybody else see it and do it except us. And so, that's what the tour is all about.
Yep.
Perfect.
All right,
Now,
well,
you had we saw it was October the 2nd for Detroit. Is that still on, or is tentative?
It's still on. Yeah. I'm not
Okay.
moving Detroit. So Cleveland is September the 30th. And then I'm just going to come up Friday, hang out in Detroit. Detroit, one of my favorite cities. Atlanta's home. I always say we number one, but Detroit right up in there with, some of them other cities. So I love Detroit.
Okay.
All right. Well, look, I'm going to be at the Detroit one, of course, the Houston, Jackson, Mississippi. That's my school, so I got to go there. New Orleans, got to go there.
Okay.
And I forgot what I sent you that I can come to, but
I got it. What's her name? Erica Classic Climb. She hit me up. She was like, she coming some wherever age you're gonna be at. So I know. Listen, we're gonna have a good time, y'all. But honestly, really,
Chicago. We're gonna come to Chicago too, because we ain't going to San Diego now.
Oh yeah, y'all
okay.
can tell me about it. Then don't tell me nothing else. But okay.
Check the group chat.
Just go spend the night bag ready, okay?
Well, look, y'all, I got to jump on this call. Thank y'all. Hit me up, get my number. I look forward to seeing y'all and doing some more closings at your office in Asia.
Yeah.
We got to go get us something more good to eat when I come in.
Hey, oh yeah, I took him to the turkey grill, y'all.
Look, y'all have a good night and a good weekend. We'll be talking soon.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye. That was dope.
It was dope.
Who is this? We got a question, Don Burke.
Yeah, that's a question. As a first-time investor, would you rather wholesale or go to the land bank to get into the biz? Wholesale.
Well, the question is, I mean, wholesale hands down. But are you a first-time wholesaler that or investor that's you assigning or you buying and flipping? What you doing?
Well, whatever you're doing, do wholesale, some sort of wholesale first, get your money up, then come mess with the land bank route.
And then even when you're trying to mess with the land bank, then you need to understand the ins and outs and the process for the land bank, because most folks get in and they're overwhelmed, like big time. But I would have to agree, wholesale. And try not to be trying to wholesale a land bank property.
Yeah. That's a good one. I like that. Let's put a star by that one. Try not to wholesale a land bank property.
Not wholesale. If you talking to a seller and they say, yeah, I got this property from the land bank, but I can't move it, and you like, oh, I can move that, you probably cannot, because 9 times out of 10 it needs a full rehab. The land bank's reversionary interest is there, and your end buyer is not going to want to assume the obligation, or the land bank will not allow them. So let your first few not be land bank related.
Please, like, And then dealing with land bank, you got to make sure you are experienced on the real estate side, the investor, and that your contractor is experienced too.
Yeah.
Because it's a process.
Yep.
And that they even want to do it because you got some contractors who don't even want to touch land bank houses, which I ain't mad at because it's a lot, but it don't bother me.
Well, Emma, we were talking about prior to you getting here is how to fund your deals. So you gave us a lot of resources. We were also talking about other options, like credit cards, personal loans. I'm a fan of credit cards and personal loans. I don't want anything attached to the property, so I can get rid of it fast if I need to,
Yeah.
and or I like to save the mortgage for the last part and maybe do the refinance to pay off the credit cards. So that's just my strategy I've always used.
Yeah. Yeah. Stack your chips and just cash out.
Mm-hmm.
Do some wholesale deals. I can say firsthand over the years since this whole assignment strategy has come out. For some folks, it has actually worked. You know, a lot of folks frown up on it because they say that it's a predatory to some sellers that just don't know their true value of their home.
So on that side, it is a gray area that you stand in. Most of the time, you probably hear that from realtor brokers, only because of the fact that, I mean, our fiduciary duty is to make sure that we protect the seller and all parties in the transaction, and make sure that the seller gets what's the property supposed to be worth. And they are missing out on money that could potentially make them more, which of course will make us more. On the investor side, it's kind of like you have to, an investor side is like, you don't know what you don't know. Okay. So, and they look at it like this: if a seller wanted to get more, they could always reach out to someone to get more.
Exactly.
But a lot of times the sellers are looking, especially when wholesale deals used to come from distress. People need to move it fast. They don't have time to get the top dollar. They can get what they can so they can take care of whatever it is that they need to do. And wholesalers are usually in that position that make it happen fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, so it's like you said, it's an in between, you know, depending on what side of the spectrum you're coming from.
At the end of the day, with any of them, is disclosure. At the end of the day, if you're honest and you're disclosing what's happening and they have an understanding, then you usually don't run into a lot of those problems.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And you can make decent money, you know.
Yeah.
And it's not always. I mean, I've seen some assignments as high as 30,000, maybe more. I've seen some as low as 15 to 2,000, but I've seen some wholesalers over the years do 10 assignments in a month, and their average is a $3,000 assignment. I mean, that's not shabby for a month.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
So that's how I funded a lot of my flips was my wholesale money.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. So, you know, don't necessarily knock it. It's just what works for you. But how hungry are you? Are you on the grind? You know, are you really putting in the effort that comes with it to get your deals funded? But I can say firsthand, I've seen it happen.
Now, what I do notice is from the realtor broker side is that on this side we get kind of lazy, and we don't go as hard as these wholesalers. I ain't gonna say we don't. What I've seen in the industry, somewhat of the trend when it comes to people who are licensed and realtor brokers, I think they spend sometimes more time marketing than they actually do deals.
Going out
I do see the wholesalers are on it. I mean, they have buyers lined up before they even have a property. They keep a database, but they don't do as much fluff, as I call it sometimes, as realtor brokers, licensed people do. So I can say I do see the difference somewhat in the hustle.
Yeah, I mean, I see the difference in the hustle, but then on the flip side of that, you know, I also see where sometimes it's like, okay, if you're gonna step in as a wholesaler and you only in this for the dollar, and you leaving all the disclosure, all the legwork, all that extra that a seller not really understanding up to everyone else, it's like, move. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's kind of like unfair, you know. But I mean, in their mind, they're like, hey, I'm just bringing that person a deal. They wanted to sell it, but I brought them a buyer. Everything else is up now, you know. So it's a good and a bad. I mean, on both ends. But going back to what the original comment was, it is money out there to be made.
Thanks.
Asia, you are not available to work on a project. Do you have preferred GC or GCs that you would recommend?
Yes and no. No, because I don't want to, like, if it don't work out for y'all for whatever reason, y'all ain't about to be getting on my nerves. Like, hey, you recommend this person, blah blah blah. But I do know good GCs, but everybody busy.
Yeah.
And I know some GCs, if it's under 150,000, they won't touch it.
Wow.
So, hope I answered.
Yeah, I think it's best sometimes that you vet your own contractors, um, and just try to do the best possible, even when it comes to other resources as well. We just give you sometimes what we know about, but it's up to you to vet them. Next one is I bought a home across the street from my mom, 48214 from DLB 4000. Flagstar appraised it, and the GC bid was more than they were willing to loan me. So I had to let it go. Any recommendations? Hmm. Um,
That's my hood 4214. So in a situation like that, I guess see how much they would pay for, and then the difference you would probably have to get either a hard money loan or see if you can get a personal loan or credit
Probably not. If she was already, or if this person was already working with Flagstar, they can't open up a second or do any other type of loans at the same time. That would
Well,
definitely kill their deal.
I would
What if
probably
they use their credit cards and stuff?
Nope, you're not supposed. You should not be using your credit cards or doing any additional financing when you're applying for a mortgage because it'll take your debt to income ratio all out of whack.
Well, I mean, I think I can see where Asia's coming from, though. Get an idea of what they will fund, and then I guess already have an idea of what you can advance on, for credit card purposes, if that's what you're talking
I
about.
mean, the only thing that I would say, first of all, stop saying credit card purposes and stop saying the personal loans. If you're doing a mortgage, you do not pull out any additional lines of credit. Now,
No, I'm
off,
talking about like use your existing if you already got the
no,
credit there.
no,
I mean,
Well, then,
no,
mm,
no, no, no.
sorry.
I'm still gonna say what I gotta say once you're done shaking your head, but carry on.
That part, Emma.
From us leading them down the rabbit hole, I agree with you. From a perspective of, and I'll dismiss on the credit card aspect, but there may be some lenders out here that would do bridge funding or bridge financing. So we can go that direction.
Okay,
You got Flagstar, and then you may have a lender that'll come in with bridge financing to supplement that difference. You may. That used to be available. But then my other question was, what about the 203K loan? That
that's
wouldn't
probably
qualify.
what it was, a 203K loan.
Hmm.
But it said the GC bid was more than what they were willing to loan me.
Yeah. So
So
that.
my thing is either find it. Well, first of all, let's just break this down. They appraised it. They came up with a price. The GC bid was more than what they were willing to loan you. You could have looked at another GC
Right.
and see if the cost could have come down. Maybe you had some custom items in there that didn't need to be, because sometimes we get passionate about rehabbing houses and we tell somebody we want a granite countertop versus when we can get
Right.
Formica cheaper and it looks just as good. Um, Sometimes you have to change the materials. And again, each GC is different and their
Right.
skills are different. So,
Right.
I mean, it sounds like from what you're saying, we're going to make the assumption you only had one GC bid. Maybe you should have got two other ones to see if they could fit within that loan amount.
Oh. Yeah.
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 So, I mean, that would be my recommendation. Get more than one GC. Emma, like you were saying, maybe do a different type of financing, a bridge loan, FHA 203K if it wasn't an FHA 203K, or find another lender that is willing to work with the land bank, because Flagstar might have come in lower. Now, Flagstar is not a local
Right.
bank
Right.
per se,
Right.
so that's more than likely why the loan amount or the appraised value could have come in lower, because they're a lot more conservative than some of the other banks that specialize and work directly with the land bank.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Now let me ask: is that 48214? You guys can tell me. Is that a good zip code area? That
Yeah,
area
that's my that's where I'm at. So long as you from Jefferson to probably Mac, you straight. But I think once you cross Mac, it turn into 48213 or something like that.
Yeah. So I mean, like Marcus said, maybe speak with a different lender. Again, I keep putting Huntington out there because I know that they do this. That may be an option. Or it all else fails, might have to let this one go. But I guess I'm wondering, before you bought it, were you able to have someone walk it with you to get an idea of what the cost might be before you even picked it up?
Yeah. I wonder what was it to this person, what was your GC bid? Like what was they bid? And was it a 2-family flat? Cause I know them rehabs over there, they high. And the roofs over there, oh my God, the roofs are so big on the houses.
Oh, so that probably blew part of it out of the water.
Yeah, the roof on Kirksville was huge. That mug, I paid probably about 20.
But I mean, shit, for $1,000, that's a full rehab anyway, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
Like
that's top to bottom. That's top to bottom, from the rooter to the tutor.
And with supplies being at the cost they are now, you factor the labor and the workmanship. Okay.
Wood's starting to come down. I was at Home Depot the other day. Like instead of a stud being $12, it's about $8-9 now. So it's coming down a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, she said the rehab was $100,000. That was cheap.
That was
real cheap. So I'm surprised. Was this recent or was this like a minute ago?
Yeah, for 4214 rehab. That's good. And they couldn't do that.
Well, you got to keep other factors in there. You got to factor in her profile. Yeah, we just focusing on the house and everything. We got to factor what does she qualify for?
That's true.
Oh, she said this was 20. She said it was 2017.
Yeah, no. Okay, that makes even more sense. Back then, it was that was a unicorn product, as I call it.
Yeah.
That was like when the market collapsed and we were doing short sales. Those were unicorn products. Yeah. Nobody actually thought they was gonna be able to use it until it happened.
You still have
and in 2017, Flagstar definitely wasn't touching anything in the city.
So they wanted to give you 70. Yeah,
they didn't want to be the test dummy then.
No, and they were giving you 70%. They would definitely that was an investment loan. That was 70% of the value of $100,000. So no.
So that
but
makes sense.
At the end of the day, that was a great question and inquiry, and those are the items that you have. Either change your financing, if you can, find a different GC, or see what type of loan product you actually qualify for.
Or, and again, and I don't know if you did this, but going forward, try to have your GC walk with you before you buy, or at least get an idea of what that project undertake is going to cost you. That way you know if it's even something you can do,
Yeah.
And if you have to get additional funds, try to see if you can get it from family and friends on the low. You ain't hear that from me.
He gonna tell us to shut up about credit card advances, but get it from family and friends.
Hey,
well, credit card give you 0%. Like I used to do that a lot. The 0% balance transfers. I just keep transferring from card to card so I can pay that one off, ask for double the amount, run that, and I just kept going back and forth.
But I see his point though. But that's if you self-funding. You can play with that all day long. If you're talking about you're trying to couple that with financing. Now you are borrowing money to borrow money.
Yeah.
And you're and as Marcus said, if you haven't even gotten a loan yet and you're advancing out on a credit card, it's gonna blow your DTI out the water. So I know where he was going with it. I just wanted to get my point across still because he hit with this.
You did.
No.
You still got it across. You doing it now.
Okay. Just wanted to be clear there.
I missed you.
I do. We leaving when I leave here. We're going to the Woodbridge.
What's Woodbridge?
Come down there.
Yeah, come on down. We're going to get some Brussels.
I know y'all gonna be there because my 20-year reunion started tonight. So I got
you in this 20-year reunion.
Oh, I'm going. I want to get my hat. I gotta get my little T-shirt, my little gift thing. I paid my money. I want my stuff.
Well, I think
of course. They're gonna talk about all the people they cut when they was at King. They shanked all them folks over there on the east side.
I don't know nothing about that.
We was talking about funding and y'all talking about shanking.
Because he wanted to beef with me because he went to ass Cass.
Excuse me. Watch it now. Watch it.
Can we get back on funding the loans?
They're gonna be at your door now.
Right. Oh, Emma, he popped up on me the other day talking about some I was like, yeah, my boy here is spraying because he got a bug company, like, so he sprayed for spiders and stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, I know, I see him. I'm in the driveway. I'm like, what?
Yo, I saw you was out late the other night. I said, what the hell going on here? She out past 10. She woke.
Oh, you talking about yesterday? We went to
the one. You was in Floods acting up. I said, oh, and
Oh, Floods was fun. Hey, they
and she
child slept.
Oh, you went to Floods again?
No, that was Sunday when I went with because
Oh.
Fred Parker was here, big business. He was in town. His event was here.
I'm
So
sure
we
she
all
slept.
went to Floods.
I'm sure she slept all day Monday because she was up past 11:30.
I wanted to, but I had to be somewhere at 10. You know, that's early for me. Ooh, that's early.
How's that? How's your build going?
It's going good. I'm just waiting on DTE, man. Like they got me back. I ain't got no power.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they making us run new underground lines because they switching everybody to underground. If houses been vacant now and you got to get new power and the old stuff gone, they running everything underground.
Is that just your area right now?
That's Michigan.
Oh wow.
They was like, we making it, which makes sense though because it's a safety thing. Down, you ain't got to worry about no down power lines. It's gonna all go underground now. So I'm just waiting on them to send me an invoice so I can pay my $822 and then get on the schedule. And they said it take 15 days from invoice to done. So that's what 2-3 weeks basically.
Okay. I got a text off topic. I got a text from a client today, and I haven't had a chance to dig into it, but perhaps you know, Marcus, saying that the county is Go Crusaders. Okay, then the county is they're letting folks buy their redeem their tax foreclosed properties through the end of August.
Really?
That's I don't know if it's factual, so let me disclaimer. I just got that text today, so
I can possibly see that.
I can't believe that because of that lawsuit.
I'm thinking because I know the last I was told they had sent out the first right of refusal letters to the city, and that was the beginning of July. So if they are doing it, I'm wondering though, is it for certain homes, for the ones that the city didn't pick up, or I was just wondering if you guys had heard anything.
I have not heard anything, but if I had to assume, I'm going to assume again, it's more than likely either owner occupant or occupied property.
But remember, they didn't foreclose on owner occupied. They only foreclosed on vacant and vacant properties, or those that appear to be vacant, and vacant land.
You're right. Thank you for that.
That's kind of dope.
So I mean, that's what I heard. I just thought, I was wondering what you knew. I'm gonna try to get.
Well, what I can say is that the county has definitely worked with the community for the last couple of years. I mean, we have had chance after chance, and I feel like if you lose a property, it's just because you didn't want it. Honestly, there are plenty of nonprofits, there are plenty of programs, there are plenty of resources. They had everything, so I'm not surprised that they are giving them till the end of August.
But we gotta find out for facts, though. We gotta find out for facts. So, if you work on your end, I'll see what I can find out on my end.
I will work on my end because you know that's my passion right there.
Yeah. He texted me this morning. I was like, I gotta look into that one. I'm not sure. What else going on?
Trying to think of more fun.
We made it. We went to what was it? Senior group.
Yeah, where Emma didn't come yesterday.
Yeah, you should have came about the
I had my team Zoom. I mean, we're doing.
You could have been right there on your phone.
No, we were doing evening Zooms. I'm sorry. Senior group. What's that?
All right, so they're a huge development company in the city. They built a lot of houses on the east side back in like the late 90s, 2000s. And what they did was they sold them back to the tenants at like very, very cheap rates, like $15,000, and they're gonna pay and do repairs up to $12,000. So I was like, that's genius. So you taking the loss, but you getting the tax benefits too.
I think I remember them. Are they in Lansing?
They might have used to been. They got their headquarters now is downtown. It's at I think not next to the Fox, whatever that building is.
Yeah, they're all in one. They have a main location. I think they started as a syndicator.
Yep.
Tax credits and stuff like that. So they have, and then they was doing the syndicating loans. They was doing the bridge financing for the affordable housing programs. You probably remember in NRG, some of the other developers when they had the city was giving out the affordable housing mortgages and all that, and then he was doing your tax credits. You had Senior who kind of slid in and was helping with that. They have because if I'm thinking of the same group, when Davin and I launched off on our own, we was actually working with their title company as a spinoff.
Okay.
So, and I do know that they have a title company in the Fisher building.
Yep, they got title too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they cool. So I've been dealing. So how I got with them was through Lucius Vassar. He's dope. Like he from the city. Like he is so Detroit, but he professional. So it's even better because like he's city, but he professional. So he seen my Crane article in 2019 when I was in the top 10 entrepreneur thing, and he called me and he was like, I just had to know who you were because I knew who everybody else was, but I didn't know you because I think he had recommended a lot of people that was in there, and then here I come out the blue. Who the hell is this person? So we started
Right.
talking, and like they started a development cohort of all females. So it's me, some other Detroit people. I don't know if everybody's from Detroit, but it's like a mixture. But it's kind of cool though. So like we kind of get to talk, and they helping us basically mold us into future Detroit developers and stuff.
Okay.
But it's pretty cool though. Like so, the meetup last night was dope. It was a good time. Like I never been in there. That
yeah.
it was nice.
Yeah,
It was nice.
It can get thick too. You be like, excuse me,
That's what it was last night.
You know, it is. So my bad for not coming because I had my luncheon. Thank you very much earlier in the day for Crave Honors, which you guys wasn't at. And then
We didn't get the invite.
and
We didn't know about it.
In the afternoon, like I said, after work, I've committed to this, and it was our second one, our team Zoom. So as much as I wanted to be there with you guys, I'm like, we committed to this, so I had to do that.
It was cool. It was some big folks in there. Like Lucius, he plugged. Like I told him about my DTE issue. He called me. They like, did somebody call you? I was like, actually, they did.
Okay.
He was like, all right, so you straight? I was like, for right now. He's like, well, let me know Monday. I was like, my dog.
Yeah, y'all got to check out Emmett Foster put me up on something on Clubhouse. It's every Tuesday. And I'll text you guys the info, but it's like Detroiters that have gotten together and they got this thing going where they're talking about what's going on in the city, real estate and other business avenues. And you kind of come up there and sit on the platform and talk about your business and what you bring. So that was kind of nice too, because I hadn't been on Clubhouse in a minute. So I've
been on there since December, January.
I never opened up my account because I knew it wasn't gonna last long.
No, it's still it's I can honestly say
it's still going.
For some folks, it's still working. I can't speak for all, but the joint that he put me on, I was like, oh, this is all right.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's a good one right there, y'all. So another way to fund your deals is networking. We forgot about that.
Oh, yes.
Always.
It's a whole lot of money in this. No,
yeah, that far.
And social media, because I funded my first flip through Instagram.
Oh yeah, social media.
My homie TJ, I gotta call him, see how he doing. All right, somebody said, so with the Detroit home mortgage, can you refinance home occupied, or is it for investment only?
It's for occupied for primary properties as well.
Look them up though, see if they're still funding, because when I was talking with someone the other day, I think they've ran out of funding for that. So you might want to look them up and see what's going on.
Let's see. I'm on the
looking at
DetroitHomeMortgage.org.
I'm about to put in the comments.
They still okay, so now they have, which used to be Chemical. They have the bank participating banks for Detroit Home Mortgages: TCF, Huntington, Flagstar, and Independent Bank.
But TCF is now Huntington, so
right. That's why I was about to say it was a Huntington.
Well, banks are funny like that. The retail part merged, but the mortgage industry may be different. That's two different industries. So
the commercial,
the mortgage part.
Nope, they've merged.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they.
Who's Independent Bank?
That's up there on 7 Mile. That's a black owned.
No, that's First Independence. We're talking about Independent Bank.
Right. Independent Bank is just they're in Troy.
Yeah.
They've been around for a minute.
Yes, they 150 years. Oh, they real.
Yeah, and actually, I got a couple of loans going with them right now. And ironically, a couple of them are investment loans, tax foreclosure properties that folks trying to refinance on.
They're what? You say what now?
They're tax foreclosure properties that folks are trying to refinance on. Independent Bank. Yeah, Matt over there. He called me. I got like 2 or 3 going with him.
Well, at the moment, they're not saying that they don't have any funding. I don't think they ever will say they don't have any more money. You probably could still do application, and they'll probably let you know.
Changing.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they lasted this long because they've been funding since like 14, 15.
But I mean, no disrespect to them, but it was slow. It was
Yeah.
Yeah,
slow.
it was
Process
another. It
slow.
was another program because I was one of the realtors that was helping with that too when they first rolled it out. They had a big meeting at the Northwest Activity Center that I went to because I actually still had their signs in my window. I do the
That don't
Detroit
make
Home Mortgage sign in the window.
that don't make no sense right there.
I've been talking to a guy, Flashdar. He emailed me off my business email. I forgot his name, so I'm trying to see what we can work out with him. Just because I think it's always good to have somebody that works in mortgages at these banks, so we can like funnel people to them. But I don't want to funnel people and y'all be on, not y'all, but the audience, y'all be on that BS because we can't. We don't. I don't want to build these great relationships with all these dope lenders and then y'all mess it up.
I ain't
Well,
gonna
I
do that.
mean,
No, I
but
know, but that's normally sometimes what happens.
all you can do is just do exactly what I did. Hey, this is what you're looking for. Here's the information. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you're a resource. That's what we are. That's why people tune into us. We really don't have control over if they're going to qualify, or if they meet the product, or if they don't turn in their paperwork, or what have you. All we can do is give them the tools. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't mean like that. I mean more like the harassing part.
Oh well, shit. I'm gonna call you if I want my loan. I'm gonna wake up like, oh, he ain't calling me back yet. Let me get on the horn. Y'all don't want to be my realtor or my builder, because I'm be like, I saw you on Instagram over at second. I thought you was coming over at 3.
That's
I
what,
ain't make it.
that's what the block button is for.
But what was that? But what I was going to ask you, Marcus, you may know too, Asia, with like banks such as Flagstar, Huntington, maybe even Bank of America, but there's a certain division that they must allocate for minority funding. Isn't it something like, what is it called?
Community Reinvestment Act.
Yes.
Was the
See,
Community Reinvestment Act, so the Community Reinvestment pretty much act.
yeah. So you know they have. So again, I'm just saying that. I mean, audience period. But for you guys that are looking for funding and you're looking for things, sometimes you have to go into these banks and get to those different branches that have the community development loan officers, if that's the right way to describe them. But they've been around. A lot of people just don't realize it, because a certain percentage must be you know, you must be able to lend on that to minorities of that sort. So that's something to look into as well for your funding of your projects.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll put it to you like this. It was that was really popular at a time when it was hard to get mortgages in the city of Detroit. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just saying majority of them still have been converted over to pretty much
Okay.
all of them are CRA
Yeah,
loan
CRA.
rep.
That's
So
what it was.
it used to be specific people when they
Yeah,
were
okay.
opening up branches. And I remember that because Fifth Third had one that
Yep.
specifically did loans
Bank of
for.
America had one. Yeah.
Yeah, Bank of America did have one as well.
Yeah.
What about NACA? Because I'm about to apply.
I have not heard much from that. Like I
They're
don't know.
still, you know what? They're still shaking it out. We ended up pulling away. Um, it was a lot of work involved. So from my understanding, Red Carpet may still be a title company that's closing their loans, because they're still doing some here in the city, and I believe Regions title is closing their loans, so they are still lending. How many loans a month, I don't know, but they're still at it, because we still get the emails and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm on. I don't know if I'm on their contractor list, but I know I registered online. But I forgot about it till MG, the mortgage guy, Matt. He was talking about NACA like a year ago. I was like, I forgot all about them.
Me too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
used to be one of their preferred brokers that I did work closely with that program when it first came out. But again, because of the fact that it took so long for that, I couldn't take many people through it because the sellers was like, I can't wait 120 days to go.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No, they're still at it. They are still at it.
Okay.
but now they're 120 days. They'll lose a house.
I was kind of exaggerating a little bit, but
Oh.
it was running at least 90 days for the most part.
About 119 days.
Huh?
119 days.
That's even 60 days. That's long.
Oh well, 60 is about average for the loan.
Yeah, 60 is about average. Anytime you're using like any type of government programs, you're gonna do about 60 days.
But then you also have to factor the funding was coming through Bank of America. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What about Chase?
What about them?
What about it?
They've been sending notices here because our house free and clear about refinancing and stuff like that. I'm like, no.
I can't really speak.
I can't really speak on Chase. I don't really use it.
On just a mortgage, yeah, but any special programs or anything. You know what? A matter of fact, they do. If you go on to the we was just on a session with GDRA, Greater Detroit Real Estate Association, and Chase is a young man on there that, again, that CRA type certain areas that they're bringing funding in. They do have some programs.
I mean, they do. Don't get me wrong.
Some
but
new programs is what I'm saying. They do recent, because this was just maybe about a week and a half ago.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, but only thing I'm gonna say is that majority of those programs for there are more likely still for upper echelon borrowers, and majority of the time they're only doing specific neighborhoods.
Yeah, like, hold on, wait, upper, hold on.
I'm like upper. I'm like let me upper echelon. Somebody go.
Can you see?
That's like you, Asia.
Well, gosh. Are you
in your Indian Village neighborhood? They ain't coming to the hood while I'm at.
Look.
I'm West Village.
We ain't even got a branch in my neighborhood.
She talking about the borrowers walking around with 1,000 credit score and in a 9 trade line. Yeah, they talking about you. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna put NACA website in the comments. But I just went over there. I was like, I gotta log in. I know I ain't been on here. I'm gonna have to reset my password.
Oh, I know I gotta update all my stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that though. I just put it on my to-do list.
Someone asked me, and I can't really speak for them because I think they're slow as shit. But what about the credit unions?
Credit unions are doing good. I don't think they're slow. The mortgage center works with all of the credit unions. They usually handle all of the credit union deals.
Okay.
Yeah, but they usually get it done within a good amount of time.
Okay.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, hell, honestly, they really running like 30 days for Mishta for the most part.
I know. We've probably gotten a recent, but this is more on retail, not investment.
You know what? We forgot that too. How to fund your deal. You can go to your local credit union, do personal loans or some type of other financing too. Credit cards. Yeah. And you can get it done. I mean, most credit unions, especially with personal loans, they can get you approved within 24 hours or less. Probably while you're sitting there.
Line of credits. Yeah.
Line of credits. Oh, listen. One Detroit credit union is good for home equity lines of credit. They'll go up to 90% LTV. And they usually get it done it take them a little bit of time, probably about maybe 2 weeks or so, but it's definitely worth it. They got some great interest rates. I actually took my mom through it.
Okay.
Yep. And because it's hard to do home equity lines now because a lot of people are not doing them, but they did an excellent job. One Detroit credit union.
Okay.
3 branches.
I got financing. I be forgetting I got financing for my company now.
You mentioned that like four shows ago, and then you never said anything else about it.
Cause I be forgetting. So I'm about to post. I got to go to my link so I can post it. So I have financing through her financial. I'm a partner with them. This is for the rehab side, up to $100 grand. Now you do have to have credit. I think the minimum score they do is in the 5. I think you can do like a 550. But now you know at 550 you ain't gonna have no 5% interest rate. So don't even ask me.
Jeez.
That ain't happening. You're not, cause at 5 that's gonna be like a probably predatory lending rate probably. Or a credit card rate probably gonna be at least over 15%.
Well, I mean,
it's a 550. That's more likely because you either got a lot of debt. It's not gonna be because you got all collections. So let's put that out there too.
Just start somewhere. Don't get discouraged. Shit, everybody got to start somewhere.
Absolutely. My thing is, if you got, and that's another thing. People always think because you have a low score that you won't get approved. That's not always the case. They look at the history and your profile as well. So 550, you can have it only because you have a lot of credit out, and it could be close to being max, but you pay everything on time.
Shit, sometimes you don't get approved if you have a lot of credit.
That's true.
You know.
That's true. So with them, they do up to 100,000. They will give you a line of credit. You can get a 0% credit card with them as well. They pre-qualify you within 2 minutes. So you go to the link I put in the chat. I'll put it in the comments too. And y'all on Instagram, you can just click the link in my bio and scroll down and apply for rehab financing. You do have to use me as your GC or your contractor. So Just a little disclaimer: you can't take the money and go to Marcus Construction. I'm sure he would take it, but you can't do that.
I ain't got no construction company. I'm staying out of that business.
Just giving an example.
So it's a rehab. So I have to already own a house, or
Yeah, so you got already that house. So you got to buy it from Marcus or who else wholesale? Linwood P. What's his real name? Linwood.
Antoine. Well,
Antoine.
I put his real name. I did. Damn, I'm like Antoine. You know, I want you to know
We didn't say his last name, but his
Linwood
IG is what's his IG? I gotta look.
Yeah, it's Franklin, Antoine Franklin, right? Yeah.
Now you say his whole name.
It's the Mountain Dew. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. I'm
So y'all looking for good wholesales in the city. Of course, I wholesale and some other people, but his is Franklin Holdings. That's his IG.
So we got a copy from him, and then come and apply for the line of credit to do the rehab through you.
Yep.
And hope that we can get approved.
Yep.
Okay.
Or get pre-approved first, and then it's sitting there because I think it's good for like 30 or 60 days, and then get your house.
Well, yeah, I know you put it in the thing there, but I'm gonna get that from you later because shit, you'd be surprised it's all these folks calling me. I didn't know that you were still doing it because we just had that "Where's the money?" thing a couple of weeks ago over at the spot, and I had some lenders come and talk. The one y'all couldn't make it to again. Another one.
Oh, the non-smoke free joint.
Yeah, another event y'all couldn't make it to. Or didn't
all these events that be happening, I have no way of, I don't know where they be at, but
right.
Yeah. Okay.
I barely made it to the other event.
Yeah, I mean, I'm done talking about it.
Because it was last minute, remember?
I just dropped stuff. I just dropped
the birthday party.
Dropped the mic. Yeah. But I think it's probably time to start doing some more classes and stuff. It's a lot of money on the table.
It's a whole lot of money.
That's a fact. But I will say this: over the last couple of years, I really saw it's a lot of us with some money out here, like engineers, tech people, doctors, lawyers. Like Black folks got some money, and I'm really proud of that. I'm starting to see more of that. Like I guess we're becoming not so scared to use our money or our credit to advance. Maybe COVID had something to do with that because people like, wow, you know, they was at home not working or whatever. But I just think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's cool. But shit, folks still ain't trying to work. How's it with you with staffing or work? I'm struggling.
I got my same sub, so we good. You know, I got great business relationships, so I think that's what helps me a lot. A lot of construction companies overall, like small scale and up, I think everybody got a labor shortage, but I don't think construction I think ours was already bad because of our retirement rate, but I don't think it's because of COVID, because construction was one of the only few that was still making good money when COVID hit, if not more now, because now what I've noticed is people either rehabbing their house to sell or they rehabbing it because hell, I'm about to be in here now, so let me go and fix it up how I want it.
Yep, I do see that too. That's a lot of
that happening. Either they doing it on their own. You got a lot of more people trying out DIY now, which is dope. And I think that's awesome because that shows people. I think that lets people respect what we do better. Because there's a lot of wear and tear. Like when my son's like, "Hey, I need a day," I don't trip because I know they back hurting. They've been carrying in 1,700 pieces of drywall. You know, they need a day to chill.
Right.
I brought in 2 pieces of drywall because somebody wasn't there, and I damn near broke my back. I was like, how do they do this? I'm telling
you. Your back, your ankles were swollen, you couldn't breathe.
Oh, I ain't lifting. Nope. I coordinate. I'm good at coordinating. I coordinate. I ain't bringing nothing in. The most I bring in is like the fixture. So I bring in a light bulb or two, the light but I got awesome subs. They won't let me touch nothing anyway. So they real gentlemen. So I can't even get mad at that.
That's what's up.
Now, Asia, do you have a minimum that you require in order to work on an investment property? Like, for if I had a property, the total for price was $35K. No, I would do $35K. I'm not doing $3,500 no more. Cause them under $5,000, $10,000 jobs be stressful.
What job would be that cheap? Like, is that just basic
Like
interior? 35K. I'm talking that under
under
5,000.
5,000, like gutters, downspouts, little quick stuff like that, glass block windows, like the little quick stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't even want to do it no more. Nope.
Are you taking on new jobs?
Yeah, I'm still doing. I've been doing more exterior projects than interior right now. Cause like my focus been big orange because what happened is what I didn't want to happen to where I started doing everybody else stuff and then my
And
stuff
big
started getting
orange
put
got
on the
put on
back.
hold.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, big orange is my focus right now. I'm doing exteriors for like roofs, downspout gutter jobs. As long as it's a part of the roof, I'm doing those siding. Like I do some garage, anything exterior, I still do right now.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
glad you said it was big orange because I thought it was big pink when I asked earlier.
Big who?
I ain't got a pink one. I got big red. That's my boo on Cursive. That was my first boo I bought. That's what I'm gonna keep that one though, because on the lot I got enough to build two more, so I'm gonna have four right on the corner. Then I got big yellow. That's Parker, and I got big orange.
What's up? Oh, you sold the mobile home in Chicago, didn't you?
Almost now. Somebody sent the deposit yesterday. Finally, I'm so happy. But that's my
Okay, congratulations.
yeah, that's my fault that it didn't sell as fast because I should have fixed that floor when me and Casey went the first time. But I was like, no, I should be straight, and I didn't market it. Yeah, and I didn't market it like I should have because this is my first mobile home flip, so I'm learning. Even though I got mobile home elite course, but marketing is everything with mobile homes. Unlike wholesaling in Detroit, I can send it to you or Marcus or Franklin or somebody and it's gone like that because that's houses. But mobile homes, it was like a little different. So
It's a specialty type of.
yeah. So I gotta learn. I'm learning though. So I'm gonna do a video on it once it closed, like my mistakes and stuff like that, and go from here.
So you can document it. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm definitely buying some more.
I thought you had already closed it.
No, I'm buying some more though. Like as soon as it sells, I'm probably just gonna reinvest it. So I think I'll buy one, keep one, like the flip, buy one, and do that. Cause they rent good. Cause this one lady was gonna do a rent to own at $1,400 a month. I'm like, for a mobile home?
What the hell? Okay.
And I was like, okay, but I don't think she got approved from the park because the park got to approve it. But the approval criteria is like not that bad. So maybe they had like some evictions or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Cause they won't tell me. But yeah, I kind of like it. We can look at it. Hopefully I close it before we go over there, and then I just have to go back. So if you go, Emma, we could drive that stinking Lincoln.
We're not.
You ain't got no highway miles on there.
I'm less than 10,000 miles, and you're the second one. My husband looked at me the other day and was like, "Oh yeah, we gonna drive." No, we are not.
Why not? How much left on your lease? You gonna get them all the miles?
Actually, I'm about to try to go on and get up out of it and get something bigger and all black.
Oh my God! You're the only person I know.
You know what though? I see you in that. I seen somebody the other day in an all black one. I'm like, that like Emma would be in there. I can say that.
That's where I'm going. They called us to talk to us about buying us out of our leases.
Yeah, they did the same thing for our Cadillac too.
I'm literally 8,500 miles.
Yeah.
That's a new car, man. Yes. I got 4238, and I done had my new Ram 7 weeks.
As much as I love that Aviator, and I ain't gonna hold you up, I do. But if you about to go on and let me switch him on up again, and I get me something black on black, oh yeah, come on, let's go.
All right, so get that by August 3rd. August 4th. We could drive that. Look, my mama was big on that. You don't know no car until you put it on the highway. For real, that's when you test it out.
True. However,
because if you only got 18 miles, dog, you need to let me have that for about a month. How much your lease? 36,000?
Yeah, this one is. Yep.
And you got that car when we was in Philly. That was nice. You had that car 2 years?
Almost. Yep.
And you got 10 miles.
And I got yeah, because when COVID hit, it was just work and home. That's it.
Yeah.
And that's all I really still do. Y'all.
We need to switch for about 6 months. You turn in again, you're gonna be at 35,999.
Will not happen. It's a nice little ride though. I like it, but yeah, I want something else. I'm ready.
All right. Oh, you're welcome. No problem for answering. To the Instagrams on the internet. Y'all got any questions, comments, or concerns? Y'all got any church announcements? What's going on in the
Oh,
city?
I was wondering, did you guys do the church announcements? I didn't know if you had done them or not.
Yeah, I did them at the beginning. I'll do it again before we end. We got 10 more minutes.
Yeah. Did you talk any more about August?
Yep. I could talk some more. So August 12th. We got the fourth annual. That's annual now. Real estate tour of Detroit. Emma, you gonna come on the boat this year?
Yeah. I came on the boat last year. The year before I was called this shit. Remember?
That's why I don't recollect.
I'll be there, coach. You know, Marcus, I'll put in my contribution, and Marcus will go get the nice drinks. And where you getting the food from this year?
Do y'all want to do the same food or cause them egg rolls be slamming?
Yeah, I was thinking of egg rolls. Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
do.
Are you doing the mastermind meetup afterwards? Everything like before?
yeah, on Saturday. But I was we'll probably talk offline though. We were thinking about just doing the boat and that'd be it. It just depends on how many tickets we sell.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. But we gonna be on that boat regardless because it's paid for.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, shit. If you don't sell enough tickets, we can always figure something out. You know.
Yep.
We can
I
switch
thought
it up.
about doing a like a thank you, like
That's what I'm.
to
Yeah.
our clients or something like that.
Yeah, and I'll get a whole bunch of tickets for something like that. That's what I'm saying. So just let me know.
Yeah, like I thought about doing that, or even if we don't do it now, I do kind of want to do like a thank you or like a 101 like course to see like the people who've done tours over the years, follow up with them, and they all come out for like a day or two, and then we like take them around, or we just do a mastermind to see where they at, what's stopping them, like what like bumps y'all got in the road, because like I don't really follow up with the ones that haven't done business with me afterwards, and I was like, I think I want to do that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I don't know if it'll be this year, but maybe next year.
And it's so funny because surprisingly enough, I didn't realize how many folks do follow us because I was at an event maybe about a few weeks ago and somebody came up to me and was like, "Oh yeah, I see y'all every third Friday on whatever." Y'all be giving some good insight, you know. So I mean, what we talk about definitely is heard and people do listen and you know follow through with it. So
Yeah, that's dope. Cause last night at the good times, so it was cool. Like how many people knew me, and I'm like, Marcus.
He
you
did.
just have to play along. You just like, hey.
I'm like, hey, boo, what's up, girl?
Yeah. No, but it's being a resource is power though, because you may not always think that you're giving a product, but your product is being able to give people insight on where to go for them to invest in themselves or for them to do what they're doing. I love being a resource for folks. I'm always trying to find out, well, what's new, what's happening in the D, what's going on, what can I bring to the table for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, I went onto your link and did a pre-qualification for $20,000. They said it's been pre-qualified.
Oh.
Then it took me to a different thing. I guess it's choose a lender, which was One Main Financial. So I don't know how if you get a notification or whatnot of it, or is it once we complete the application that they'll send the money directly to you from One Main? Because One Main usually give you the money directly to the person.
The people that did get previously approved, I think they didn't. If they got funded, they didn't use me, which they not supposed to do. So I think they like stopped their funding or something. So like I'm not sure like how that works afterwards because I haven't went all the way through yet.
Okay, because it sent recommendations, and the first three was all One Main, but it had different. It had the loan amount requested, it had the term, and it had the interest rate. And I had to pick which one. So they're like 20,000. It was like 20%, like $537 a month for 5 years or something like that. But it took me to the One Main. It didn't take me to their site. It just used the information that I put into your site.
Yeah.
Into theirs, and then they conditionally approved it because it's a secured loan, which means it'll be secured by the property more likely.
Okay. Yeah. So that sounds similar to what I think Byron is doing something like that too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll check that out, and I'm glad to know because I'll start sending folks your way.
Yeah. So I mean, once we do all the verification and income docs and all that type of stuff, I'm not sure if they're gonna send the money directly to you or if they're gonna cut it. But one main usually cut it directly to whoever the borrower is.
Now, with you doing that, was that a hard inquiry on your?
No, well, at the moment it said it wasn't. It said it was a rate check, and based upon the
So it was
qualifications
a
and
soft pull.
probably more likely a soft pull. Let me log into Credit Karma and see.
But I see that you can like on the payment, so you can estimate your monthly payments for I think the smallest they do is 5,000 and then up to the 100, and then you can even do up to 12 years to pay it back. That's kind of dope.
Yeah, that's when you
Well, but
gotta have
was
that.
that through? Who was that through though? Because they sent me to different. I guess it had different lenders based upon the qualifications.
Well, this just like on the link I sent y'all, you know you can click on get pre-qualified, and then there's one next to it that say estimate your monthly payment. So I just clicked on that and just was playing around with the little payment.
Oh, okay. No, I went through the process over here because I wanted to see what it was like, and I didn't know it was gonna actually work. But
Yeah, it's kind of dope.
I'm already overextended.
Right. Okay, well, that might be something me and the hubby can talk about.
Yeah, I just got to talk about it more because I be sending it. I've been probably sending out an email probably since early this year. I got to do better with that. That's what my VA is for. So we getting her together. I'm about to.
Well,
I got her
I'll
part-time.
get you together. I'm gonna be having all kinds of folks call me.
No, you just gonna send them this hot
I'm gonna
link.
send them the link.
Yeah, you know I don't talk to people no more. That's
I
what
know.
the
That's why I was
reception.
saying. Oh, let me retract all that.
Yeah,
They calling me.
I love having my receptionist, virtual receptionist. I just be looking.
Okay, so through your site, it sent the lenders, I guess, that would be able to do the loan, or maybe I was pre-qualified for. Once I went through, and I guess this one main did put my actual credit report, so I see them as an inquiry on here.
So they get your hard.
Yeah, your site didn't, but when I chose to accept one of the lenders, which all of them was one main for me, that's when the hard inquiry
They
hit.
get your hard pull. Okay.
Yeah, but it was only like 2 points. You only did like 2 points.
Are you gonna use it or you just well it's there now.
I mean, it's there now, but I'm gonna have to see if it goes through because one main sometimes wants you to use a vehicle as collateral, but I did put in there that it was for a real estate. So I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'll just keep working until they say, oh no, we can't do it, or
yeah, let us know. I guess what the outcome is by the next one.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it even sent it because it's Heath or Hearth.
Yeah, Hearth Financial.
Hearth Financial. So it says, hi, good news. We found a great potential payment option for your upcoming project. This $20,000 loan for one main has fixed payments, no prepayment penalties, and no home equity requirement.
Oh, that's
a personal loan.
That's an unsecured. That's a personal.
Well, it says no home equity requirement, but it's also saying that it's a secured offer, which is through one main. One main really do a lot of secured, and it says it requires a vehicle as collateral. Anyway,
so
I know that. Yeah, but I know they do different products. So even though if you got pre-approved for this and you have collateral, I think they'll use anything, not necessarily a car, probably a boat or the house itself. I think they have a real estate option.
Okay. Well, that's still good to know.
Yeah.
That's still good to know. What about private lenders for funding or refinance? Private lenders. You mean
I think we kind of went over that in the beginning. I think Ramon kind of talked about that. But unless you're talking about private lenders like
individuals.
Individuals or something. That's always better because
it is and it isn't. You know, when you're talking about private lenders for individuals, sometimes the time frame to pay them back is shorter. You know, because they want, like, it's a couple of cats that I see come across my table. They may only loan, you know, on a project based on if you have experience for about a year, because they want their money right back. So they're expecting you to get in there, do whatever you're trying to do, and get it sold or get refied out of it. You know, so it's a good thing if you have a plan. You know, you can't just be like, oh, this is my first one and I'm trying to get a feel for it. With a lot of private lenders, one, they want to know that you have some sort of experience. They want to know what your plan is, just like some of these other lenders, because they need their money back in order to reinvest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I really can't put private lenders out there because there's not a lot of cats that have given me the okay to just drop their name like that. You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
So I really can't throw them out on the tube like that.
I
But
would
they
think
do
you
exist.
can, I guess you could refinance your home. Like, I mean, as long as you got a plan, because you got to pay it back.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, you know, but that sounds like if you already have some property, that'd be a good thing to do the test run with what Marcus is doing right now through you, or some, again, going back to some of the other folks that we dropped names with earlier.
Mm-hmm. All right. You got any last words, Emma or Marcus? Because it's 9 o'clock.
No, I do not.
Just looking, probably putting a class together toward the what is this, July? I was trying to get that picnic, but that's on hold, man. That was a huge overtake, and shit, we busy at work at the office.
That's good.
Yeah, it's real good. Probably start back doing the classes because I'm seeing an influx of new investors, new agents. So getting back into just the title classes, understanding what takes place at the close and some of the roles that you should pay, things like play. So things like that going into September, August, September, back to school.
Yeah, we speaking that we gotta text you that too, Emma. Was the last Saturday? Look, this just got confirmed, what, 2 days ago?
Yeah, on the 31st of July, we'll be speaking at the event for Jamel Strickland and Eric Friday.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We're sitting on their panel.
Yeah,
for them.
over at the iCuts or whatever. They doing it at iCuts or they doing it somewhere different?
Yep.
Is that Cuts?
Oh, yeah, okay.
So I'm like, that's cool. Since I don't know if you ever got your tickets to the stuff, but they only gave me one. And I'm sure they give me another one if you want to go to the Pistons draft day at the stadium. Since you know I'm a ticket business holder now.
Somebody called me about that the other day. But
it might have been the guy. What's his name? Brandon.
Yeah, because
he might have. That might have been him.
And all that. But we can talk offline about it because I don't want to tell you to give me something if I'm not certain. Something like that I'll be able to do.
I got you.
Talk offline with you.
Yeah, but it's cool because it's for the draft day, so we can go up there and watch the draft. I'm like, free, sign me up.
Yeah. Oh, my news is I forgot to tell you guys. My brokerage is officially back open in Atlanta.
Yes.
Woohoo!
They're now serving Metro Atlanta and Metro Atlanta.
Okay.
So back down in the state of Georgia.
So you're gonna be back traveling?
We back. Huh?
You're gonna be back traveling?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
That's cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I think that's it, y'all. So real quick, I put the link in the comments for your for the event, August 12th through the 15th. We'll be speaking July 31st at Cuts Lounge. That's a free event with Eric Friday and Jamel Strickland. I'll be on a collaboration tour with Ramon Tukes in Chicago, Jackson, Mississippi, New Orleans, and Houston. I'll take you those days too, Miss Emma.
Thank you, please.
What else we got going on? I think that's it for this year.
Oh, this year just in. That's it for right now.
Yeah, right now. That's right, because we just rolling. Next month, YouTube, What Up Though Fridays, we got Reggie P. He'll be coming on talking about the auction because it is time for I don't know if they still doing it this year, but I think they are doing the tax auction this year, ain't they?
Yeah, they're doing it this year.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah. So he'll be on there talking about the tax auction. So he's a very knowledgeable broker, 20 plus years in the game. Like he was on here a couple months ago. He knows his stuff. So I think that's it. So thank y'all for tuning in. To those that donated, thank you very much. Shout out to Melissa. You donate every episode. We definitely appreciate you.
Thank you, Melissa.
Yep. Anything else, y'all? Last words, last wishes?
Nope. I think that's it. Whitbread, here I come.
I'll hit y'all up for that day. I gotta go to my reunion stuff first.
All right, well, hit us up. I'm going to get Brussels sprouts.
All right, man. I'll probably come by that way. I'll text you, Emma.
All right.
All right, bye, y'all. Thank y'all.
Bye.
Bye.